King over black supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about how the Meek Mills situation of him being locked up unjustly 2 to 4 years for riding a motorcycle through the Matrix in New York. Harsh punishment. I want to talk about how that shows why you need to support your black activists and black revolutionaries. And to add to that, not only is he locked up for 2 to 4 years, he's also in solitary confinement 23 hours a day with 1 hour out. So he's basically being mentally and psychologically tortured. To add on to that, one of the most important tools he needs for his creativity, for his career, his mind, is under attack 23 hours a day. If this does not show the rappers, the Hollywood community, the entertainment black community, why they should support they black activists and black revolutionaries, why they spending all their money on Gucci and Fendi and stunting and buying chains and grills and gold teeth and Percocets and Mollies and living it up, they're under attack like every other black man in this country. And none of these companies that they support so willingly in order to validate their esteem and their value in the society, none of these companies come to aid them. None of these companies stand up against their injustice and their mistreatment by the judicial system and by white supremacy as a whole within this society. Not one company would speak up for them and stand up for them. At least with the NFL, a lot of the corporations start standing up for the NFL players. Hell, the NFL itself stood up for the NFL's freedom of speech to speak out against police brutality and the mistreatment of black people in the United States. But when it comes to these rappers, none of these liquor companies, none of these corporations, none of these clothing companies will stand up for these rappers and say anything. And that's who they give all their money to. Do they support black political activists who gonna have their back, who gonna create an outcry and outrage based upon their injustice and dehumanization? Will they support that? Will they support any black revolutionaries who either want to destroy or want radical reform or obliteration or removal of the legal system, of the justice system? Do they support any groups? Did they come out on the behalf of other people that were treated unjustly by the system? Did they come forward, come out, speak out? If this doesn't show you that they need to support, that these rappers need to support financially, donate, give to black activists and black revolutionary groups, I don't know what else to show you that. Because he didn't give that kind of support like other rappers to those that are the first responders and first line of defense to stand up for injustice for black people. Because he didn't give to them, does that mean that he deserves to be locked up in jail? Absolutely not. That he deserves to be dehumanized? Absolutely not. But it's nothing that those activists can do about it. It's nothing that we can do about it if we're not receiving the type of financial support to back up our people, to be the Department of Justice for our own people, for our own public representation, for our own superstars and icons. If you don't support the Department of Black Supreme Justice, you definitely might not get none in this country unless you're lucky. And if Meek Mills get out of this situation only because he's lucky, but it's so many black people, from political prisoners to people of all walks of life, of all statuses, of all occupation and careers, locked up behind bars and dehumanized, treated unfairly, arrested in a disproportionate manner, as weighed up to their white counterparts. Who will support the Black Supremacy Department of Justice and Department of Defense for the black man in America? Who will support that? Who will donate? Who will give? You give all the money to your enemy to validate yourself in an unvalidated world where black people will not be validated until we can stand up for ourselves. But it takes intelligence to stand up for yourself. It takes discipline. It takes the wise distribution and utilization of wealth and resources to stand up for yourself. So if anything, I hope that Meek Mills recognize that, man, you should be supporting black activists and black revolutionaries if you're not happy with your situation. And if some of you other rappers, you're not happy with your situation and where it's going. You're not happy with how your future look as being a black rapper in this country or being a black man in this country. You should be willing to give something and donate something and support the black activists and black revolutionaries that's against the injustice perpetuated on black people in this country by white supremacy and by the government, corporations, and institutions. This King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate and don't hate.